Yo, what up guys, Press the Priest here. Today I'm reviewing some games I played with Odes, an insanely good warrior. I'm trying to perfect my positioning, so that's what I will be focusing on in today's review. If you're interested in improving your own positioning, then consider watching my playlist on positioning. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so this is Mage Priest. The strat is to just kill pets so they don't have enough burst and take it from there. Okay, the mage comes in with Blizzard, so I just try to dispel him. Here my positioning is bad, I'm too far from the pillar, I could be glued to the pillar and still dispelling the mage. I get chilled, but even if I didn't get chilled, the Blizzard slow would have been so powerful that I never would have been able to make it back to the pillar. Of course, there's also something to be said about my global management that I allow myself to get bullied like this. Nevertheless, Odes does the right thing and sticks behind the pillar. He then stops the bully. I overlap my fear with Odes and I resist the priest fear, which is good. Here we're getting in a good position, we're just lining. Because the pet is out, and then when the pet comes in, Odes can just kill it. I think this situation here is unavoidable. There's no way I can avoid this Nova CS bully, although I resist CS, so I could have tested the bully. Here I'm just sitting the bully because there's no pet. The pet comes out, so it's time to pain suppression immediately. What I should be doing here is popping PI and spam healing, but I'm a little bit concerned about the priest fearing me. So that's why I'm doing these weird moves, and he resists my fear. Then I finally pop PI, which is way too late. I try to keep distance from the priest until I have my fear ward up. And here Odes does a nice intervene on me. I still get feared. Here I'm messing up my positioning a little bit. I can't cast on Odes because I'm actually lining him. This Nova CS I think was unavoidable, but I do the right thing and I trinket. Odes does a nice spell reflect. And here we're getting into a better position again. They don't have fear and are pushing in on us, which is perfect. Here I get a nice double fear, the mage blocks, I dispel the block. Ideally I would have dispelled the block a little bit later and just first fixed my positioning, because now I'm getting bullied. Here I get another pulley, but I think that this pulley is actually fine because it's super short and it keeps me on the R. This, however, is much worse because I don't realize that the threat is not the mage, the threat is the priest. I should just be running away from the priest. Instead, I let him fear me. And this is super bad, but fortunately the mage already is so that there's no real threat here. This is another bad move by me. I'm trying to line the pulley even though I'm way out of range. So I should have known for sure that this is going on Odes. Here I know that the Evo is coming, so I'm just chasing the mage. I fear on the Evo. Unfortunately, I didn't really think about what to do next, so I run back to help Odes with the priest. But what I should be doing instead is keeping the mage, which I do in the end here. Here I'm just chasing the mage to try to keep him in combat. I put a spell on him, and then I attempt to range the polymorph, but I don't do it. So I'm not sure about that, but the mage already to and we win the game. Okay, so this Warlock Rogue, we want to secure the small pillar on the left side of the ramp, so we rush them. Other than that, we don't really have a strat. They can go for me, they can go for Odes. As long as we get a good start on the Warlock, we can finish the Warlock, but we can just as easily kill the Rogue. Here I'm overplaying a little bit, just to get in combat. I resist the cheap shot, so I go for double fear. Then it's straight back to the pillar, which is good. I dot the Rogue, he doesn't trinket. Here I'm just trying to keep Odes clean, because there's not much else for me to do. I dispel the Death Coil, and right after I dispel the Death Coil, I should have seen that the Warlock's coming in my line of sight, and I should just nope out of there. But I remain in line of sight too long. Here Odes gets a nice fear. I get blinded. I don't respond to this blind that well. For whatever reason, I'm quite slow. Here I stay into line of sight of the Warlock too long again. And here I get feared, even though it was avoidable. Odes comes on the Warlock just to stop the fears, but I'm already on triple DR, or however you want to call it. Then he intercepts the Rogue and it's over. So this session I seem to be in a good position most of the time. My movement around pillars not optimal yet, and this causes me to get CC'd even though I'm generally in the right spot. In both games I still made significant mistakes. In the first game I didn't realize that the priest was the real threat. I could have just ran away from him. And in the second game I was too slow to realize that the Warlock was repositioning to fear me. So these were the games. I hope you learned something. I know I sure did. If you want to see more, then consider subscribing. And don't forget to like and comment.